Just imagine typing a few words and getting back a whole music video. That's the idea. And get this, over 275 million videos have already been made. The demand is massive. So, what's under the hood? Well, it's really two key parts working together. First up, you've got Veo 3.1. That's the raw power, the engine, making it all happen. Then there's Flow. Think of it like the cockpit, where you get to direct that engine. Okay, so how do you actually use this stuff? Let's check out the creative tools. So, what we're talking about today isn't just another app or some minor software update. No, we're diving into something much, much bigger. A fundamental shift in how we create video. Just imagine, for a second, having an entire Hollywood studio right at your fingertips. An infinite budget, endless creative choices, all sitting right there on your laptop. That right there is the incredible promise of Google's latest AI. I mean, really think about that. No camera, no expensive crew, no actors. Just you and an idea. You type it into a prompt box, you describe a scene, the characters, the camera moves, and it just materializes. A perfectly rendered cinematic video. You know, for years, that was the stuff of pure science fiction. Well, it's not science fiction anymore. As of late 2025, Google rolled out a set of AI tools that turned that exact fantasy into a reality you can actually use. And it marks a massive, massive leap forward in what we call generative media. So how does this all actually work? To really get your head around what Google has built, it's probably best to think of it not as just one tool, but as a complete, all-in-one AI movie studio. Yeah, just forget about all the separate, complicated pieces of filmmaking for a minute. This technology, it's your camera operator, able to pull off literally any shot you can dream up. It's your cast of characters, and it can keep them looking consistent. And it's your director's studio, where you are the one calling all the shots from a single, simple interface. Okay, let's get into the specifics. This whole movie studio concept is really built on two main parts that work together perfectly. They're called Veo and Flow. First up is Veo 3.1. Think of this as the engine. It's the incredibly powerful AI model that takes your words or your reference images and actually generates the video. But the huge breakthrough here isn't just the amazing visuals. It's the fully synchronized, realistic audio. I mean, think about that. Dialogue, sound effects, background noise, all of it is generated from scratch, and it matches the video perfectly. That's been a massive hurdle for AI video, until now. And what this timeline really shows you is the absolutely breakneck speed of this development. I mean, in just a year and a half, Google went from generating silent 1080p clips to a full-blown model with integrated audio and really advanced creative controls. In the world of AI, that pace of innovation is it's almost unheard of. So if Veo is the engine, then Flow. Flow is the cockpit. It's the user-friendly platform, the creative suite, where you actually get to interact with the AI, fine-tune your creations, and piece everything together. It's basically the director's chair. And just to be clear, this is not some niche research tool that only a handful of developers are using. Oh no. Since Flow launched back in May 2025, users have generated over 275 million videos. That is an astronomical number. It just goes to show you the massive, immediate demand there is for these new creative powers. So, we have the engine, we have the cockpit, but what can you, as the creator, actually do with all this power? Let's break down the practical, hands-on tools that you'd have at your disposal. The whole workflow is designed to be super straightforward. You start with your idea, either a detailed written prompt or maybe some reference photos. Then, Veo gets to work and generates that first clip. From there, you use all of Flow's tools to tweak and perfect it. And finally, you export your finished video. Simple as that. And this is where the real magic happens. You're not just stuck with whatever the AI spits out first. You can extend a shot to make it longer, and it does it seamlessly. You can insert a whole new object right into the scene. Character lock. Now, that solves a huge problem by making sure your actors look consistent from one shot to the next. And with advanced camera controls, you can start talking like a real cinematographer, asking for a dolly zoom or a crane shot. It's incredible. Of course, Google isn't building all this in a vacuum. The race to completely dominate generative video is easily one of the most intense competitions happening in the tech world right now. And Veo's #1 competitor is a name you've probably heard a lot about, Sora from OpenAI. The latest version, Sora 2, really represents that other major force that's pushing the boundaries of what's possible here. And this table right here, it perfectly illustrates their totally different philosophies. So you have Veo 3.1 pushing for higher fidelity with 1080p, and it has a clear edge in audio quality and lip syncing. Sora 2, on the other hand, often gets praised for its incredibly natural physics and sense of motion. You can really see the strategy here, right? Google is aiming at professionals and serious creators with its all-in-one Flow Studio, while OpenAI seems to be going for a more viral social media crowd with its app concept. So, let's zoom out. Beyond all the tech specs and the competition, what does all of this actually mean? Because we're not just talking about a new tool, we are witnessing the birth of an entirely new creative reality. I mean, the potential applications are just staggering. Imagine marketers creating personalized video ads on the fly for every single customer. Or filmmakers being able to visualize entire complex scenes before a single day of shooting. In education, this could bring history or science to life in ways we've only dreamed about. And for every individual creator on social media, well, it's like being handed the keys to a multi-million-dollar production studio. But let's be real for a second. A technology this powerful doesn't just come with amazing opportunities. It also cracks open a Pandora's box of some very, very serious new problems. The biggest concern, the elephant in the room, is of course the ability to create convincing deepfakes to spread misinformation. But there are also these huge unresolved questions about copyright, about the potential for displacing creative jobs, and the very real risk of AI models just amplifying all the worst biases from their training data. And maybe the most basic question of all, in a world flooded with synthetic video, how do we even tell what's real anymore? So what's Google's plan for this? Their main technical safeguard is a technology called SynthID. Basically, it embeds an invisible, permanent watermark directly into the pixels of every single video it generates. The goal is to create a reliable way for anyone to check and verify that a piece of content was made by an AI. The big question, of course, is whether this can actually stand up against determined bad actors who will inevitably try to strip it away. So, where does all of this leave us? On the one hand, these tools could truly democratize filmmaking, giving a powerful voice to anyone with a great idea. But on the other hand, they could fundamentally redefine what creativity itself even is, challenging our whole concept of authorship and authenticity. It's a powerful, fascinating new chapter, and the story is really just beginning to be written.